As we mentioned, you're most welcome to join in on the discussion on social media. It's at eNCA on Twitter. Facebook is eNCA News. And G is out on location in Roodepoort looking at the ailing road network, which is inflicting more pain on motorists already dealing with the skyrocketing fuel prices. Today, we take a closer look at the state of the country's roads. Gareth Edwards is in Ellen's Neck, which is in Roodepoort in Johannesburg. And this morning, some of the roads in the area are really in a sorry state. Over to you, Gareth. Good morning, and thanks so much for braving the weather, rather you than me. But nonetheless, I was saying earlier that we've mastered the art of navigating around potholes, which shouldn't be something that we tolerate in essence.
It's not. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to what is a very cold infrastructure edition of the South African Morning. I'm Gareth Edwards, out in Ellen's Neck this morning. As Cindy says, all braving the cold, but braving the cold is not even the problem. There's a reason I'm standing in Ellen's Neck. There's a reason I'm standing near Allen High School. That road just behind me, I know it's still dark at the moment. Anyone who knows the Roodepoort area will know how big Allen High School is. It's been around for many, many years. Now, I'm not in the main road in front of the high school itself. I'm actually in Landhuis Street. It actually is Landhuis Street going past Allen High School, but I'm just on the side of that. It's important we talk about this. It is one of the main roads to get to the high school and when parents are leaving the high school early morning and when they're picking up the kids in the afternoon. So just to give you a sense before I speak to my guest, one of the residents here, here's a frightening number for you, and these aren't even the latest numbers that we have. JRA, in a recent report, their spokesperson, Zoleka Jika, of course, saying 24.8 million rand had to be forked out in the last quarter of last year. That is for claims from residents regarding pothole damage, either to tyres or to their vehicles, as well regarding suspension, all those sort of things. Going on to say, by February this year, 12,281 potholes had been filled. Here's the problem, Cindy. Here's where I bring in my guest this morning. Of those 12,281 potholes, I've counted at least 25 of them here in this road. So let me bring in Herman Venter. Morning, Herman. Appreciate the time. Cold morning for you as well. You're a resident here. Just tell me about this. This is not new. This has been around for a while.
This has been ongoing for probably about 2 years now, where every now and then, you would contact the municipality. Sometimes they would come in and just drop in some tar, not really fixing the pothole. But this particular stretch here has been reported to the municipality in December last year. It's not just been reported to the municipality, it's been escalated to the ward councillor, it's been escalated to the mayor, it's been escalated to the political leadership. And I've been in constant contact with the depot manager from Hamburg, in which area this falls. And there's just, yes, we're going to fix it, but it never gets fixed. The latest answer was now in May, where they told me they've got a mayoral committee project that needs to be completed first, and then they will do this. And I said, all right, so when is this going to happen? Only in June? And he said, no, it will happen in May. But as you can see, nothing has happened. I just wanted to say one thing, and that is that the community here is very active, and there is currently a bank account that has been created, and people are donating money to try and fix this ourselves, exactly the same way we've got to do everything else.
I was about to ask you that now, because earlier in the year, when I had the JRA acting spokesperson on, JRA coming out and asking residents not to repair potholes. And I challenged him on air saying, well, residents have to do it because you're not doing it. So what do you say to JRA when they're saying residents mustn't fix potholes?
Well, it's not just about tyres and so that are getting damaged. You'll see if you stay here the whole morning, you'll see people driving next to each other. There's a bend in the road, just up the road there. People coming down at speed, people hooting at each other, people now messing up other people's, pavements. So as residents, we've got to do something.
Yeah, I mean, people start driving up onto the pavement,
exactly,
over their grass. I mean, if you've got a pipeline, we've often had reports as well of fibre lines, telephone lines, water pipelines being damaged because people have nowhere else to go. Councillor-wise, talk to me about that, because I can't imagine a worse job in the world, respectfully, to try and fix this. Do you get a sense the councillor in the area is not doing the job, or just can't get the job done because there's too much red tape involved?
I think from a municipality perspective, I do understand that, there's a budget and that there is certain processes that you've got to go through. But I think from a political perspective, if you at least, answer the emails and, yes, I am doing something about it, that would go a long way. So I understand that there is a lot of red tape. And again, as I say, I know municipalities, like everybody else, got a budget, and these things has got to be, put forward in the IDP plan and all of that. So yes, but again, they've been put in power because of us voting them in, so they've got to look after their constituency.
No, they've got a job to do, don't they? They just get the position, they've got the job to do as well. So when it comes to you guys potentially repairing this as well, is that a case of just throwing some cement in, or are you sort of trying to get engineers in? Because we've seen either or. Some people just throwing some bricks just to try and stop the hole from getting bigger, or at least stop cars going into the holes. And then other people just throwing, for example, cement and concrete in there as well. There's a resident who's very happy to have our cameras here, as well as he has to try and dodge around. Here's exactly what Herman is saying. Here's two cars trying to get around each other, and he's had to sort of snake his way through. I think we have it on the other camera position as well. Herman, that's my point, isn't it? It's what you're saying about the cars. It's going to get worse later with the schools. Repair-wise, what's the idea there? You say there's a bank account, engineers, or what are we doing?
No, so from a resident's perspective, there's actually a lot of debate about this. There's debate that it is illegal to fix it. Yeah. There's also debate about, do we fill it up with concrete? But then there is a person in this area that is very, very active, a person by the name of Craig Redes, that normally would respond on all of this. And they've actually been speaking to some of the bigger businesses here to actually sponsor some tar. And I think that would be the idea, not to just, chuck in concrete, because that's also not going to last. The only thing that will work here is to resurface the road.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that will work.
And just as I start saying goodbye to you, Herman, as I'm sure you need to head off as well, it's not just this section. I mean, yes, there's this spot we're looking at here, but if you go further down towards Allen Glen High School, just in that corner as well, I think it could be as bad, if not maybe a little bit worse, and that's particularly dangerous because that's on a tight bend right by the school.
There's actually two. So there's that one down at the school, and there's another one up there where the potholes are in the bend, and where people, some people obviously don't know the area, and they come down here at speed, and that's the problem. The people that live here actually know about this, but you get a person that's going to come down here. I mean, I live 2 houses up, and we sit at night or during the day, and all of a sudden you just hear somebody hit the pothole. You can actually hear them hitting the pothole.
Well, you can. You really can. And what I'm going to do a little bit later, Cindy, as well, as I start coming back to you in Hyde Park as well, I'm going to just take a walk around. It's a bit dark to get a real illustration of how this deep is at the moment. I'm going to take a walk around. Actually, my feet. I mean, I've got boats. I've got like size 11 feet going here, and I can get my foot into one of these potholes, and you'll get a sense exactly what Herman is saying, just how deep it actually is. You can imagine a car doing, well, it's a residential area, 60 kilometers an hour, not more, not knowing it's here, ploughing into this, and your tyre's going to be done. Herman, just as I say goodbye to you, I don't want to delve into the world of politics too deeply, but these are the people voted into power. These are the people who've got the budgets. Where politically do you think this sits? I mean, could this change, for example, in your mind, either for you or the residents in this area, how you vote in next year's elections?
I definitely think so. I mean, if we do not fix this, and if you do not fix the political side of it, then you're part of the problem.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's going to have a big effect next year. Herman, thank you very much.
Thank you very much
for joining us. Herman Fenter, one of the residents here in Allen's Neck, here near Allen Glen High School as well. Lundhay Street is where we're standing at the moment. And yes, everyone watching, I know at home you're going to be saying, but Gareth, why didn't you come to my area? What about other areas outside of Johannesburg? There's too many. There just are too many. I just drove around for about half an hour yesterday looking for roads. I stumbled upon this one. Luckily, I drive a 4x4, but even I had to come through here very, very gently. So I thought this is a good spot. It's near a school as well, so we can get a sense of that. But go ahead and tweet me. Find me on Twitter. It's at Gareth Edwards SA. Tell me what roads you're struggling with. It's not going to just be today our infrastructure focus. We will also go around and take a look at other areas. So if you are one of those residents who wants us to come to your area for the roads, obviously we can't get everywhere, but feel free to tweet us at eNCA or tweet me at Gareth Edwards SA. Cindy, as I come back to you for the moment in a freezing cold Allen's Neck.
Gareth, thank you so much indeed. And as you're rightfully saying, I think we can all share anecdotally our experiences we've had with potholes, having to, make your way around it to avoid potential damage to your tires. It is one too many pothole that South Africans are experiencing. So you can share your stories with us on @eNCA on Twitter or Facebook. It's eNCA News. You can also tag me. It's @IamCindyMabi or @Gareth Edwards. And this leads us to our